Hello. Hello, hello. Sorry that was so loud. I didn't notice that the knob had been bumped on my MIDI, but hopefully it sounds a little bit better now. The seer sounds good. How's it going? Welcome in. Oh, oops, hold on. I gotta put my other camera on. There we go. Hey, Rob. And chat. YouTube, Twitch alike. Welcome in. It's been rainy here. It's been gloomy today, and I feel the glum sinking in to my bones, and I want to cheer myself up. So that's my goal here today, is to feel better than I currently do by the end of the stream today. And that's my goal for you as well, is to help you feel better than you might right now by the end of the stream today. I zoomed myself in just a little before we got started, but I might zoom in a little bit more. I think my thing is loading though. So, for the sake of convenience, I might just leave it. But happy Wednesday, the middle of the week. Hey, thank you for a 777 tip. I appreciate that. I just have to say, a side note, I can't wait to start paying you officially as an employee. It's gonna be a big step for my business to have a tax employee, but I'm super excited for you to be the first and pretty much only one on the roster. Seeing this towel is like seeing an old friend. I love that. Yesterday I had a little bit of an agenda. I had a vibe I was chasing, and I feel like we reached it pretty quickly. Today there's no theme to the stream. I almost used that as the title. This stream has no theme. Blackpink has these little hammer light things for their concert, and apparently they sell them there for $250. That's cool. The merch is ridiculously priced. That makes sense. I feel like the concert space in general has like, phew. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like, didn't Ticketmaster get like sued for price gouging or something? I agree. You saw the Animal Crossing screen up. Did I not change the thumbnail? I thought I did. Listening to a mosquito buzzing by your ear would not be relaxing. I agree. Very close to using the Yeti today instead of the 3DO. At the last minute, I decided not to go with it. I'm not sure why. I don't know anything about that, Tempers. Will you tell me more? I've never heard of that happening, but that sounds like an interesting premise. Thank you. Oh wow, that was very poppy and snappy. Whoa. That was a weird noise. I think it's because I bumped my cord. Unless you also heard it, then maybe it was something else. I didn't braid my hair today. It's still a little bit wet in some areas from my shower. I miss my waves. It was nice to be doing the braids consistently for a bit. I'll probably do them again tonight, later. Or maybe even here on the stream. I don't have a mirror though. It's like far away. Can't see that far. Let's see. Snappy. Yeah. It sounded snappy. Feeling very relaxed today. Not in my normal yappity chatty mood. Not like the last few days. That's cool. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, but I didn't know if it was like I don't know, you said the house party door in quotation, so I was curious if it was like, just like a code name for something else, but I thought it was just, yeah, them going to smaller venues. That's awesome. Thanks for the super chat, Rob. Remember to disconnect No, I am not in college. I actually did not end up going to college for financial reasons. Which I'm sure some of you can relate to. I've thought about going back to school. I'm just not quite sure what I would go for. But I've definitely thought about it. Hi Daniel, thank you very much for $10 super chat. I appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying the ASMR. Yeah, I don't know if I could go back to school after so much time of being out of academia, but I feel like if I were in the right field, the right subject matter, the hyper focus I have on my other interests and hobbies that I've self-developed would kind of flare up, and it would hopefully pull me through the rest of the way. You know, where the systematic structure part can be difficult for me. I feel like I can do it as long as I'm really interested in what I'm learning about. Which is why I'm not quite sure what I would go for, because there's only so many degrees where you can take like only very specialized classes versus needing like the generals as a requirement, which was also very deterring to me from wanting to go. Of course I want to just pursue further education, but I didn't want to have to pay for classes I wasn't going to utilize later on just for the sake of having prerequisite credits. It didn't make sense to me. So yeah, I feel like I would probably end up at like a trade school. I've thought about going to like a specialized jeweler school, just because all of my jewelry skills are at this time self-taught, and it would be fun to have a formal education in it on top of what I've already taught myself. But again, costly. And not only that, but it takes a lot of time, and a lot of those jewelry schools are located in places I of course would have to travel to. And most of them do not have on-campus housing, so I would have to find somewhere to live and figure out if I was gonna bring my cats or leave them here. It's just kind of a lot to think about. But I do think about it. I've thought about going to, if anything, like a master class for a weekend or something, traveling. Doing something at the Gem Institute of America, the GIA. They're like one of the most reputable jeweler schools in the country that I live in. So I've thought about going and doing like a stone setting class, or, you know, just like something to further my skills. Yeah, I've thought about it. Hi Slam, thanks for that. 777. Another one. I appreciate the good numbers. Thank you very much. I'll put it towards my jeweler's degree. I went to college and graduated during COVID. Since then, I never got a job with my degree, and I am trying to do the trades, but there's just no work in my region. I've heard that that is a really difficult thing right now. It's just like finding work in general. I have no ability to speak on that right now because I've been putting my time into the internet, but I remember when I was in the job market just kind of feeling desperate for like anything at that point. I did a lot of just kind of like one-off trade gigs, or just like what is it called? Contract work. I felt like that was more available. See you October 33rd. Thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your evening. I'm really glad that we had such a nice rain stick session yesterday that was resulting in a real rainstorm. It was awesome. Graphic design just didn't pay as well as developer work either. I can see that. That makes sense. Video editing pays well. I think I could see that. I've had people offer to edit for me, and I don't know, the rates that they were asking, I was like, I want to be able to pay that. I just don't make enough money right now to justify every single video paying that much. But like, I want to get to that point because it would be nice to not have to do that myself. And like, yeah, having people who are specialized in a field is worth the money every single time. Having an editor that is an expert in not only editing but color grading and just kind of like general feeling, ambiance, and cinematography, very valuable asset on the team. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you say? Would you take on an editor that is just starting out and will do it for free at the start? I think I would prefer to go somewhere in the middle where it's maybe somebody who has like a small body of work, nothing too crazy, and I could still pay them something, but it would be a lesser rate than maybe someone who markets themselves as like a professional in the field. So not necessarily like a novice, but like intermediate tier. You know what I'm saying? But I've also gotten to the point where I've kind of just been like, I think I need to just budget and try and make enough money to afford a good editor. The expert one, you know. I've gotten enough pitches from people via email where the rates are pretty like averagely the same, and I know what I'm looking to afford, you know what I'm saying, what I'm needing to save for the amount of, so I kind of just accepted that that will be a cost that I add whenever the time comes, whenever I can afford it in the business. And I'm really, really excited for that because, again, it will take a lot of not only just like physical work, but time off of my hands because I'm the one who has to wait for the rendering and the loading. And part of what I would be paying the editor for is hopefully the fact that they have much better equipment than me. I can do all of those things a lot faster and therefore save me time, and then I can make more videos. It's like a win-win-win for everybody. Yeah, 80, or excuse me, not 80, but 60, I would say 60 to 80% of my editing is waiting for progress bars. It's not even editing. Because yeah, everything I make is in 4K. And the file sizes are usually 30 to 40 gigabytes for one video, which doesn't include, you know, of course, adding on any effects or just anything in the software itself that has to then attach to the file. It can get pretty big pretty quickly and take a very long time. And not to mention, after it's complete, you have to then upload it to YouTube, which can also take hours. So yeah, part of the rate is for the convenience of better equipment and better tools being utilized to do the same work. Yeah, I still use Lightworks. Do you just delete it after you upload? Because that's a lot of storage. I don't. I actually try my best to keep all of my original files and the finished product file and like the project file on my software. I try to keep everything for the sake of bloopers down the road and just like remastering one day. I don't know, like I just save everything, and I have a lot of external hard drives and just stuff, a lot of storage that I've had to invest in. I need to get one of those tiered solid state drive systems that makes like 1 million backups. I've heard good things about that. I don't know how to write scripts, but I'm sure I would enjoy the autonomy in coding if I were more versed in it. I've always wanted to ask Sinchobi to teach me a thing or two. I'm not sure where to even begin on the knowledge scale to be able to grasp the advice that he might give me. I spent 5 hours editing a season-long Liverpool documentary for the season just passed, and my file was corrupted before I could save it. Corrupted files and that kind of tech work, trying to go back into the metadata of things and fix like program errors, is work that I feel like I've only ever peered into the surface of, not even scratched it. I've just peered in. I've done tiny bits and pieces of my own file corruption, troubleshooting, and it's been so complicated and overwhelming, and typically something I have to just download some other guy's pre-made script for, because I don't know how to make the programming myself in the code to get it to do what I want to do. I have a lot of respect for people who know how to do work like that with corrupted files and just corrupted software, hardware. That's awesome knowledge to have and is very applicable for most people's cases. So, very impressed by you guys and your work and your knowledge, and that is another service I will happily outsource and pay good money for because I see a lot of value in it. Data recovery. I see a lot of value in that. A lot of value. I've managed to salvage 2 hours of it, but I've been so unmotivated to rework it. That's totally fair. I completely understand that. I've had entire video projects that were only an hour or an hour and a half that got wiped. That took me a while to want to go back and re-edit because I would just be so frustrated. So I get that. I remember in college when I was short on film, I was digitizing the footage into Premiere, and I only realized as I was doing it that everything was overexposed. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It feels terrible. It does. Thank you, Slam. Welcome in, Jack Slater. Hi, Lurker. Thanks for chatting. I appreciate you taking the time to say something. Also, it looks like that was not your first message. Your first message was... Hold on. On March 3rd, 2024, and you said it's also really satisfying for your own hands. I have no idea what you were talking about. March 3rd, 2024, you were chatting. How do I say that? Mocasio. Thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome in. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna turn the sound down so I can like dump this out without blowing up your ears. available now. Ooh, good to know. We'll have to pop in and celebrate her. I know who, if she streams, we're going to be raiding tomorrow. How fun. Thank you for letting me know. It's always one side and not the other. Okay. I wanted to do these. Okay. Now bubbles. Slam, thank you for the bits. Let me turn on the alerts. It's been a while. I'll turn Brian on. What gifts will be late? Oh, to Christy. It happens. It happens. I did get the gloves out for you. You can do gloves today, yes. Mikey.
Just subscribed.
Oh, I see. You do so much. I'm so awful with keeping track of that stuff. I love celebrating people's birthdays. I just have such a hard time remembering them. But as soon as someone tells me that their birthday is coming up, I'll go and make or give the best present. I just have to like get short-term notice and then I can act accordingly. I don't need long. Even if you told me in advance, I would probably procrastinate. So I just need short-term notice. The pressure. Yeah, the pressure indeed. Getting older is enjoying other people's birthday more than your own. Oh, for sure. I enjoy pretty much any birthday that's not mine. I enjoy mine too, but other people's more than mine, undoubtedly. Hi from rainy Wisconsin. Hi from your rainy neighbor. I'm close by, and it is very gloomy and doomy here too. Cherie, I have a Palladium 500 ring in the UK. Do you know if stretching it to resize is safe enough? It has a Celtic knot through the middle. Can you send me a photo? Gabriel, 7 subs gifted. Thank you. I appreciate that. I would need to see it. The other option is getting cut and filed a little. You're resizing it bigger, I'm assuming, because you said stretching it. How many sizes bigger do you need it from what it is right now? Typically, you can stretch up to like a half size to a size bigger by just stretching it with a mandrel and like a rubber mallet and just like hitting it down. Like, okay, obviously the mandrel gets wider as it goes down, and you start at the size it is, and you basically would hit the top edge until it like expands into the half size you need it to be. I think you could probably get away with that. The risk of doing that, of course, is some warping in places, but I mean, I don't think it would be anything terribly noticeable depending on the design of the ring. The other option, yeah, is just like cutting a little slice into the band, opening it up just slightly, putting a tiny piece of metal in to act as a spacer, and then closing it up again. Which, if it's solid metal, would be a pretty much guaranteed way to like keep it exactly as it is without any warping. Yeah, either way will work. If there is a stone, I feel like maybe not trying to put heat to it would be the easiest, but if it's all metal, I feel like maybe just having a jeweler cut into it and resize it with another spacing piece of metal might be easier, to be honest. That's what I would probably do, is just manually resize it. I feel like resizing things with the mandrel is like the lazy way, and then cutting the piece and putting it in is like the more preferred clean way to do things. It just takes a lot more material and effort. So it's up to you. They probably have different pricing for both services, I would imagine. One includes adding material and one does not. Hello to the Netherlands. Oh yeah. That's cool. We should start doing... Here, I'll read the message out loud so people know what I'm responding to. Sinchobi said, I know you never do it, but I guess I'm able to set sub-follower bit goals for you if you ever wanted. And I know people will do, and I used to, rewards for certain goals. I've always refrained from doing that since I first stopped, because I just feel like it puts pressure on the audience to do something. But if there's a specific thing you guys want, then it's a good way, obviously, to drive incentive for the reward. So I'm open to it. Do you guys care if I go get a drink really quick? I'm a little bit sleepy. I definitely would love to get into Partner Plus, of course. Of course I would. We've been gunning for that forever. And it's not that I gave up, I just, again, I don't want the pressure. Don't want the pressure. There's no pressure. Never any pressure. Thank you. Thank you for the permission. I'll be right back.
Bulak just gifted 5 subs.
It's all good. Now you cannot make my same mistake and you can get a $30 Amazon one. I got an attachment one when the first COVID TV shortages happened, and I've always installed one in my bathrooms ever since. Okay, tariffs made them a little more, but here is what I have and what I get my friends. Yeah, it's literally $38. Yup. Yup. These are common. I've used them before and they're awesome. Seriously, guys, I highly recommend. Highly recommend looking into the bidet. I know, $38. But seriously. If you don't think you need it, it's probably because you've never used it, and once you do, you're gonna be like, I need this. You guys, it literally feels like being able to like take a shower for your nether regions every time you use the bathroom, in terms of like refreshing scale. Like taking a shower for me is like one of the top forms of refreshing myself. It's like a top form of cleanliness, and like you get to basically reach that every time you use the bathroom for your nether regions. Why would you not want to do that? It feels so much more hygienic. Like, it just does. Isn't it awkward? For who? Why would it be awkward? It's not awkward. No. Unless you have like, I mean, who's gonna judge you? Who do you live with? It's not like you like bring the bidet with you to the public restroom and like install it. Like, yeah, they have heated seats for some of them. That's what mine is like. It's like a seat bidet, and it's heated, and it's nice. I live in a cold place, okay? My friend did that for his job. He just took one there. I mean, hey, if you work in an office where you have like the same restroom all the time, it's not like a public restroom. Y'all are funny. I just want to say it. I just want to say, like, there's no shame in upping your hygiene game. There's no shame in it. There's not. If you haven't thought about it, now is your sign to just like give it a little more thought. Look into it and just try it out. Anyway, PSA. Hey, it's still ASMR. The topic of discussion has just slightly shifted, but I'm still relaxed. I'm like, where did I put my coffee? Down there. I finished. Good. Good. Domestic urinals? Maybe. I haven't really researched, like, I'm not even gonna get into this discussion right now. I have opinions on male bathroom etiquette, to be honest with you. I think there are aspects of male bathroom etiquette that are unnecessary. Can we hear it, please? If you poke me hard enough. It's more of like, as a woman, my experience of living with men you know, having a father, but also just like when I've lived with boyfriends, dealing with the toilet seat being left up. So listen, you want to know my controversial opinion? I think men should just sit when they pee every time. I think if you're at home, especially when you're at home, maybe not in public. To be fair, I don't like to even sit on the toilet seat in public. I like to squat, unless it's an emergency, and then I use the little paper thing. Even though it's been proven not to do anything, it makes me feel better mentally. But like, I think men should sit, because if you have never seen someone take a black light to the wall of a bathroom in somebody's home, I just want to say the spray off is probably a lot bigger than you think it is. So I think men should just sit down. That's my controversial opinion. Just sit. Just sit to pee. Anyway, sorry. I didn't know that it was not as controversial as I thought it was. I just know I've suggested or pitched that idea in the past, and it has been met with a lot of scrutiny. So I just was preparing myself, which I'm not void of scrutiny, I can see. But then it splashes you. I get that. Listen, I get that. I don't even want to go further into this discussion, but at the same time, these are very human things. We have to remember that there is nothing taboo about talking about experiences that pretty much every single person in this chat goes through. We all go pee. We all go poo. Like, we just do. It's okay. We don't have to be afraid and ashamed of it. Being raised to sit down and then shut the lid after yourself. Bravo. I thought the hot take was going to be, it doesn't matter if there's a spot between what? It doesn't matter if there's a spot between at the urinal. No, see, that's where I'm like, I think as a man, I would probably use the stall more often than not if it was available, just like for the sake of privacy. Like, even if I was gonna stand up, I'd want to shut the door behind me. Like, I don't know. No, I know the etiquette. I've heard some male public bathroom stories. You guys are funny. Okay. TMI, Chris. We fart while we pee. I can see that happening. Alright, men in the chat, do you fart when you pee? Is this a thing? Because I can't say that that's like a universal women experience. And I highly doubt that that's a universal male experience, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. That is maybe... Okay, we've got enough no's where it's not universal. We got it. Little... We fart when we do most things, true. That's true. Growing up with a father who did the pull my finger my entire life. The trauma. I don't know why I would always think that something else was gonna happen. I would always be so hopeful that it wasn't gonna be the same thing every time, but it was It was always the same thing, and at a certain point I just got to become curious as to like what was gonna be delivered that day. What was it gonna sound like? It's such a dad joke. Damn, I fell for it again. No, literally. I don't know what I would think was gonna happen. Because sometimes he would like put his hand behind his back and I would think he was gonna like pull something out, but he would always fart every time. So rude. He would also do the thing where he would walk by like a stop sign or just a public sign and he would hit it really hard, and when everyone would turn to look at him he'd be like, oh my gosh, on my head. He was very much like a practical jokester type of humor. Yeah, he was silly. Very silly. Very silly, very goofy. Definitely leaned really hard into the dad humor and the dad jokes. Like the classic, I'm hungry. Hi, hungry, nice to meet ya. And that one would get me so frustrated as a kid because I would be like, I'm asking you for food. I'm starving. I don't need humor. I need food. I was clearly just hangry and not in the mood. I just remember it being so triggering for me. I starving. That's crazy. Sinjoey said when I was thirsty, my mom would tell me to just swallow my spit. That's so funny. I love that. You guys were making me think it's Thursday for a sec. I was like, I've been saying happy Wednesday. You can't even imagine how many traps like this there are in the Russian language. I learned a Russian, like, phrase the other day. A Russian, how do you describe them? Like a rhyming thing. What do you call those? A catchy little rhyme scheme that people say. Proverb, limerick, yeah, maybe. Not a poem, like pneumatic device. Like just like a cute, almost like a nursery rhyme, or like just like a little like thing people say. An idiom, yeah, maybe that. A Apparently the translation is something like bang bang, bang bang, oh no, I shot my rabbit, or something. Oh, the train is here. Say it. I'm scared I'm gonna mess it up. I'm pretty sure it goes Pif Puff Oy 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 Umurae Tsaichik Moy. And the Pif Puff is bang bang. Oy Oy Oy. It's like, oh no. Umurae Tsaichik Moy. And it means I shot my rabbit dead or something. That person looked like they spelled it. I can't read Russian. Bang bang, oh oh oh, my little bunny is dying. There you go. Apparently that works. No, I'm not from Russia. They did, I think I translated it. How was my pronunciation for the Russians in the chat? Any tips? Someone said they couldn't understand me. I need to be more like beef puff. Beef puff, oi oi oi. I have to sound more like a Russian. Put on the accent. Drink some vodka before saying it. True, true. Really good. I'm shocked for a moment how clear it was. I'll do my best to keep learning random things so I can just like say them in different languages. You sound like Nico from GTA. No, I do not speak Portuguese. I would love to learn some Vietnamese. I would love to. I would love for you to teach me how I can order my pho in Vietnamese. I would love to do that. I like being able to order in the language that everyone is speaking in. It makes me feel respectful. I've always thought it was crazy that people were like forcing themselves to learn English because we aren't very good at doing that for other people's languages. So everyone just learned English instead. And not fair. It's not fair. Well, what meat do you normally get with it? Lean beef. Lean beef. Not brisket, not the meatballs. Lean beef only. If you could choose one language that you could speak instantly, fluently, which one would you choose? Oh man. Yes, it is pho Thai. That's exactly what it is. Nothing's wrong with the meatballs, I just don't like them. But there's nothing wrong with them. I really don't know. That's a question from the 20 question video. Did I say Latin? Is that what I said? I feel like I said Latin when I was in that video. I can't remember what I said then. So I'm revisiting the question now, and I feel like I still don't know. I would want to learn a language that just like helped even further bridge my brain's understanding of languages in general, which I think is why I picked Latin originally, because I feel like there are elements in it that are still present in many languages, to the point where knowing the entirety of the Latin language in a fluent way would obviously help me to be almost fluent in many languages, just inherently. So that's why my answer was what it was. I was trying to get the most out of my one language as possible. But yeah, I don't know, like, I do also, on another side of things, think like Japanese would be really cool, because they obviously have like multiple different branches of the language. There's the kanji and the other one, like the written symbols, and then the like words. I don't know, a lot going on there, so to immediately be fluent in all of that would also be really cool. Kanji, hiragana, and katakana. Yes, exactly. 3 writing systems, yes. And like, that's very daunting, so that's another one that I think I would choose just for the sake of how much material would be immediately downloaded. And because I've heard I don't know if you guys know this, but apparently the languages themselves are structured and just like oriented perception-wise so differently that it actually has shown to impact people's mental illness styles, specifically schizophrenic people. In America and in like English speaking languages, schizophrenic people are more prone to be very negative, and apparently in Japan they're prone to be a lot more like positive in their self-talk, and it's partially, they think, the researchers of the study, because of like just the linguistic structure inherently in the languages that the people speak, and how those languages go about describing the world itself. I've heard Japanese is very romantic, or like just like speaks more poetically about life. And I've always thought that that was very interesting and worth wanting to be more fluent in. Look into the code talker's paradox if you like linguistics and the whole idea of universal grammar. Sounds good. I'll have to write that down. Let me take a photo. Thank you. I'll give it a look. Wow, that's awesome. I'm always very impressed with children that are polyglots. It's crazy. That's what that's called, right? When you can speak many languages. Let me look it up. I swear that's the word that I'm thinking of. Oh, my keyboard's off. Yeah, a polyglot means to know several languages. Also, hello, Miguel. Japanese written is artwork. Very true. It's very beautiful. You'd be amazed at how many shared words there are. That's part of why I thought a polyglot had several wives. That's polygamy. A little different, but very similar. Poly, clearly, here we go, in linguistics, poly clearly means many, since it's showing up in so many words that are describing many of something. A little English lesson for you. I do love learning about language and just, vocabulary, word structure. I loved English class when I was in school. Etymology is so cool. I completely agree with you. Very cool. Been learning Norwegian for close to 2 years now, brushing up my Spanish. Learned some Portuguese the other day. That's awesome. It's quite a special time in life that for those of us that are obviously seeking it, there's so much out there to learn. Kind of an overwhelming amount at times. But I mean, think about the fact that you can kind of mostly for free go and learn another language just from searching a YouTube video or, trying to watch some sort of translated what's the word I'm looking for? Show, or just like segment of speaking where you can start to try and make out different words and their translations. Denial, welcome in. Welcome to the exclusivist here. People are asking me about the volcano video, and I tried to put it in the same tier as what I thought all the other member videos were on. I thought they were all on the same tier, but people's frustration made me think maybe they're not all on the same tier, so I need to go look at that, but I'm pretty sure all of the member-only YouTube videos are all on the same tier, and they've always been, but I need to go look. I just always thought that the exclusivist tier was the threshold for the videos of members only. And if I'm wrong, then I'll just change it. No trouble at all. But yeah, I need to go look at that. Information is at the touch of your fingers, and information is power, for sure. Knowledge is addictive, that's for sure. In my opinion, learning is addictive. What an odd order of Yeah. What an odd order of sentences there. I'm glad you guys saw that. I'm not sure those two things need to be in the same message. I've always planned on making videos in other languages one day. I think that I could do probably a really basic Spanish video right now. I think I could attempt pronunciation at a good amount of Spanish. Animal Crossing language, or Simlish. I think I would just, if I were to do a video, I would probably, instead of trying to become completely fluent in the language itself, I would have to write some sort of script that I memorize parts of in order to be able to speak certain sentences fluently. I don't know. I'm not sure. Bunny had to do that with hers. Yeah, I'm not sure if I could make one being completely fluent. I think I would just, because I've sang in Italian before, and I remember in learning how to pronounce the words, my teacher just kind of taught us, all you're really doing is memorizing the sounds and the sequencing of the sounds. And a lot of singers that don't necessarily speak a different language will sing in another language pretty easily and with correct pronunciation, because all they're doing is mimicking the sound instead of necessarily understanding what they're saying and speaking the language. And I think I could very easily mimic the sounds and regurgitate them while also having no idea what they mean. So that's where I would of course need to write a script, translate it, and then train myself in how to say things so I could A, say them properly, but B, also know what I was saying and that it was what I was looking to convey. But I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to do a Spanish, a French, Italian, Portuguese, just tons of different ones. I would need to have somebody probably write the script for me, a native speaker, just to make sure that it was correct, and I would love for it to have some personality. And then I would just need to memorize it. Did you ever get the other piercing in your ear? No, but I have a new plan. And I'm actually glad that you asked, because I came up with this plan yesterday. Because I was like, I never wear just like one of my doubles instead of both. I always do symmetrical earrings. I'm always a very symmetrical person, and I just was like, I'm gonna push myself out of my comfort zone and wear just one earring. I'm gonna be lopsided. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, I should pierce one ear at a time and wait for the one to heal before I pierce the other one. Because when I sleep, one of them is going to be really hurting and painful. And why would I want to turn over to the other side and have the other one also be really painful and hurting? Instead, I could leave one alone to sleep nice and peacefully on, and then have this one be the only one that's healing, or vice versa, of course. So I decided I think I'm going to do one at a time. And maybe even just like leave just one. I'm not sure which side I would do. Maybe this one. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just do one for now, because there is also a lot of jewelry companies that I really like that sell like single earrings instead of a pair, and it's a lot less expensive. And I was like, I've always wished I could get the single earrings, but I don't have any side with a single piercing where that would make sense. So if I did, I feel like I would be more inclined to be accepting solo earring purchases, because I have a solo earring spot. So yeah, I was like, I like the sound of that. I think I might do that. And I decided I think I will. Maybe this weekend. Oh my. I should set a crazy sub goal one day with the piercing supplies on hand and say, if we reach the sub goal, I'll pierce my ear on stream. I'm not sure if that's allowed though. Wouldn't that technically be seen as like gore? Or like, just like, I don't know, not friendly activity. I could definitely pierce your ear well. I know I could do a great job. Yeah. I would do a wonderful job if I did. Yeah, right. Like, you can't hurt yourself, self-harm, or mutilation. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that counts, but I'd have to look into it. Are you alive? Ouch. I heard that through my headphones. Does Salem do haircuts? Is she a hairdresser? Wait a minute. Really? I should have her cut my hair. Oh, really? Yes, I'm about to get a new tattoo. I keep forgetting to send my friend the deposit to her PayPal. I gotta do that. Remind me. Somebody remind me after the stream. Say, hey, Cherie, don't forget to send your friend the deposit for the tattoo. And I'll be like, send my friend the deposit for the tattoo. Don't forget. And hopefully I'll go and do it. I might forget though. I keep forgetting. Oh. My coffee. Why don't you just do it now though? You're right. I will. You're right. Okay, it's going well so far. Hold narrator. I don't need to do all that. Okay. Send. Done. Yay! We did it! Okay. September 5th at noon, as of now. Could be subject to a reschedule. But September 5th at noon, I'm getting a new tattoo. I'm scared and excited. I've been really debating where I want to get this tattoo and what I want to get. I don't have to actually decide what I want to get because thankfully part of that has been taken off of my hands due to the nature of the tattoo that I booked. My friend, this is a girl who I've known a long time, from the beginning of her tattoo journey, really. She does these intuitive tattoos where she basically just kind of like designs it herself for you, for your presence, whatever she feels from you. She's known me long enough where I trust her judgment of me, and I really trust her style of art. I love what she does, and I know that she'll pick the right design. And I'm thinking of maybe getting it over this one, but if not, then I'm not sure. Get a tat of the Twitch logo? Probably not. You think my nails look chunky on my fingers. Is that so? It might be because they're grown out by like a full centimeter. This one I fixed recently. That's how they will all look when I fill them in. But yeah, I mean, way to be so rude. How does it feel to be so rude to someone on the internet? Does it feel nice? Just got a tat at a convention. That sounds fun. Going to a tattoo convention and just like getting a flash tattoo. That's cool. That's some cool girl-ish right there. Rubate Raham. Random statement. Apparently a school went into lockdown by mistaking a fat cat for a mountain lion. I just saw a dog with half of her forepaws white. It looked like she had a French manicure. That's funny. Have you seen people paint their dog's nails? And then they just have like red nails or like bright pink. I feel like they always do the brightest colors. Slay. Your birthday is tomorrow. Happy early birthday. Feel free to come by and say hello. We will be live again tomorrow. So feel free to come say hi. I'm just being honest. Isn't that better than giving false compliments? I don't think the only options are false compliments or insults. I think there is a secret third option where you just keep your opinion to yourself. You don't have to compliment me, but you don't have to insult me either. But that's just my humble opinion, as someone on the internet who gets a lot of both. I just like when people are nice. It doesn't have to be fake, but sometimes being nice is just choosing not to be mean. Anyway, I'll fix my fucking nails. Trust me, I've been meaning to get to it. Actually, while we're on the girly topic of nails, because I rarely get to just like ramble about it for any reason without making myself feel guilty. I've been wanting to get to these, but even more than that, I've been wanting to get a pedicure, because the last time I got one was when I was on vacation in Philadelphia, and that was 2 months ago. I'm sure you can imagine that's a long time for toenails to grow. I needed to go. So yesterday I prioritized taking myself on a little date, and I got a pedicure, and literally at the pedicure I was like, next is fixing my nails. I'm gonna do my nails like this week. So you're just pushing me to not procrastinate it. I'll probably do them. I'm not gonna guarantee tomorrow or like by tomorrow, but perhaps after the stream week is over tomorrow night, when I have free weekend relaxation time. I'll do them. I definitely wanted to redo them before I film another video. So, soon, because I need to film another video. Which I wanted to consult with you guys about the next ASMR video. I was thinking... what the heck? Anyway, I was thinking of doing, thank you Slam, a guided meditation. Thoughts? I want to get to the Ranger roleplay before the summer ends. I don't necessarily have a ton of other roleplays other than the worm on my mind. But yeah, somebody asked for a guided meditation with the reverb, and I thought that would be nice. I think whatever you are feeling creatively motivated to make at the time will come out best. True that. I hydrated by drinking my coffee. I have not had any water. I don't have any water in here right now. I don't know if I want to go get some water right now, to be honest. I could. It'd probably be a good idea. Fine. I'll go get some water. But while I do, while I take this moment to go get some water, I want you to also take a moment to get up if you've been sitting down. If you're like really cozy and laying down, just relax. But if you're just kind of hanging out, chilling, sitting, watching, take a moment, get up, stretch, go like woo, run around your house like 10 times really fast as you possibly can. Do the helicopter, like all around your house. And also then like take some deep breaths, because you're probably gonna be really tired by that point. You have to do all of this by the time I get back, by the way. And then I want you to get nice and cozy again. Don't forget though, while you're doing the helicopter, to like get your water, and then don't spill as you spin back to the room. And then we can all like join each other once again for some nice cozy ASMR. Okay. You have to do it, or I'm not gonna get the water. You have to hold up your end of the deal, or I can't get mine. Helicopter. Timer. You never agreed. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. for some ice ASMR. Some Stanley Ice ASMR. Here it comes. Did you have a VOD of yesterday's ASMR stream? That freestyle ASMR song is so good. Yes, it's over on YouTube. I actually need to go back and edit the ad slots because YouTube automatically puts so many ads on my live streams. It's crazy. And I don't like it to have all that. So I usually make them once every hour instead. Let me see. Thank you. Manage ad slots. It's not crazy this time, but it's certainly more often than once every hour. Okay. There we go. We went from like 15 ad slots to 2. And then, once these videos go on a Patreon, they get no ads. No mid-roll ads, at least. That's all I can turn off. I'm almost done editing from yesterday. I'm gonna do the ad slots just a little more frequently on the Animal Crossing one because I feel less bad about the interruption due to it being a lot louder of a video. I feel awful having mid-roll ads on ASMR. It just like doesn't make sense. So I try to make them really infrequent. Cool. Okay. That should be better. Also, that was a crazy username, ASMR stream. How did you get that username? Joined October 16th, 2014. Is tomorrow a card reading stream? It is. Yes. Have you had time to work on the ASMR Streamer Awards yet? Sort of, but there is going to be needed a lot more attention going into that coming up. I've kind of made just like a timeline in my own mind of when I would like to expect to have the website open for artist submissions, because that's the first, I think, leg of people's traffic that I'm going to open it up to is more so submissions from creators for like video clips and just like things that they've accomplished this year that they would like to have included in the awards. Once that is over and everyone has been able to submit their stuff, then we will start to open the voting for the award nominees and then close that, tally the votes, figure out who is qualified for every category, go back, get the voting open for each category specifically, close that, get the people who are the winners and the runner-ups, and then obviously go back to the video clips that everyone submitted and put together the presentation for the awards, and then add a few little spicy twists and some fun stuff, and then Yeah, I'd love to have their intros and acceptance stuff play on the site. That would be really great. Since Chovy and I specifically are working really hard on like the back end of things, and that has been kind of put on pause because I have been in the process with Squishy of just like transferring everything over and getting all of the accounts in my name, and that's been a little tedious because there's just a lot of layers of account ownership that needed to be transferred, and when we would think everything was done, I would try to log in and I would get, blocked out from the access. We'd have to go figure it out. There's been a lot of troubleshooting. But yeah, she's working hard, I'm working hard. There will always be more updates, and the bottom line is that the award ceremony is like up here in my priority list for the year, and I'm never ever gonna drop the ball on that being awesome because I have very high expectations. So don't worry, the award ceremony will have a lot more news coming shortly. I think I'm gonna hold it at the either beginning of 2026 or at the very end of 2025, but I'm thinking of doing it at the beginning of 2026, so we'll see. We'll just have to see. Cherie, I have been visiting your channel occasionally for about 4 years now, if I'm not mistaken. Technically 3, but like we're in the 4th year right now. So it's been 3 full years, I think. Coming up on 4. You seem to not have changed at all. What is the secret to such beauty? Genetics. I don't know. I feel like I see my aging, but genetics. I don't do anything special. I would say I feel the most aged and weathered when I am not getting enough sleep and not eating enough like minerals and vitamins. When I'm just kind of like having a bad diet moment and like not really listening to what my body needs. I'm more prioritizing just like comfort food and quick satisfaction meals. And then obviously like, I don't know. There's a lot of aspects, but I just feel like when I prioritize feeling the best that I can, that's all that really matters. And I feel like I can tell when my body is responding well to my happiness and my fulfillment of my basic needs consistently. Going to the gym makes me feel very good. Working out makes me feel healthy and vital. Makes me feel like I'm strengthening a lot of muscles, not just like actual muscles, but cardiovascularly and mentally, being able to discipline myself. It's a good strength. Yeah. All that being said, though, like I first mentioned, I can see aging happening, and in the world today, I feel like I would be silly not to say the obvious that there's a big push for like a forever youthful appearance. And I, for one, am not anticipating chasing that because I just know it's kind of impossible. And thus, I'm not ashamed to say I have some wrinkles that will probably only get deeper with time, because that's kind of the only option I have. And I'm okay with that. I hope you are too. I hope you're excited about the prospect of aging personally, because it's a sign that you got to live a long life, and that's a very good thing to celebrate. I don't think aging sucks in totality. I think there's very obvious aspects of aging that are not so great. Like, just like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the aspects about aging that are really tiresome, like your body breaking down, can be counteracted with like choices, of course, to a certain point. And that's where obviously then you just start to age. But people stay in good health for a long time, and I think there's a lot of aspects about getting older that for me have only been something that makes me feel like grateful and good, and not that it sucks. I feel really glad to like get wiser and smarter and feel more comfortable in myself, confident in who I am, what I want to be. That makes me feel good and excited to keep getting older, to keep becoming more and more of myself with time. adjusting. Lower, higher. What really needs to be higher is my ISO. It's getting dark in here. The lower one is definitely more calming and centering, but it also sounds like a lightsaber, so win-win. That's true. Lower is less noticeable, but when it does pick it up right, it sounds the nicest. I can agree. Well, much brighter now. All of my tuning forks are in the key of C. I would love to get some different notes. Not in the key, in the note. I guess technically it's the key as well, but I couldn't say for certain because I actually don't know. I don't know. Can you use the heart rate tool? That's so funny. I was just holding it like, do I want to do my heart rate right now? I'm not sure. Do you have a middle C fork? I don't think so. I think I have this low one, the 256, and then one that's even smaller. Yeah, I've done it with just the 3DO before. I'm just worried it won't reach through my shirt. I can hear it in this ear. Not this one. too much. Because the bass is crazy in this ear. Ouch. Those sounds are just a little too loud for me, personally. The heartbeat is always interesting for me. Sometimes it makes me feel very relaxed. Sometimes it makes me feel the opposite. I used to be one of those people where if I would lay down and I could hear my own heartbeat, I'd have to switch into a different position because sometimes it would freak me out a little bit. Yeah, I'm sure with the subwoofer, that was loud. I heard it in my headphones. I'm gonna turn the reverb on. Also,